Hello, and welcome back to why you should play Everquest in 2024 or the current era whenever you're watching this. So basically the reasons I'm going to give are some reasons that make Everquest Project 1999 unique in comparison to other MMOs of the time period, including World of Warcraft. And one of them that I'm going to show you right now is Enforced Darkness. So the environment here is completely dark. There's no there's a light source, and if you go out into the wilderness, it will be completely dark, and that's part of the realism. And that's one thing that really is part of Project 1999 original classic EverQuest is they tried to do similar to Daggerfall and create a more realistic experience with the technology that they had at the time. So your realism stats are basically things like your gold has weight, your money has weight, you have weight allowances, you basically don't have a map, you don't have a compass. It's basically as if you've physically been dropped down into the world of EverQuest, or Narath as it's called. If you've been dropped down into the world and you basically have nothing and you start from very scratch. So unfortunately, they don't have a compass item, which I think would be kind of a good thing to have, but they did want to include the sense heading skill in order for you to basically run around and hit sense heading until you level it up enough to know what direction you're heading in. But like I said, you would use the Project 1999 wiki maps. Those are the easiest way to figure out where you're going or where you need to go. And yeah, that's pretty much discussing like why this still has a kind of special charm to it, even after 25 years basically of MMOs coming and going. And the other thing is the environment is tough. When you die, stuff stays on your corpse. You lose 10% of experience after level 5. Grouping is required for most levels. If you're in a dungeon, you can, there are instances where you can solo, but it'll be 10 times slower, and it will basically not be as fun. But if you get in a good group and you get to a dungeon and you run it, basically it's really fun. You have a lot of fun. Another thing is travel. There's no fast travel, and there's no mounts, but there is a spell called Spirit of the Wolf, which I have right here, which is basically increases your speed. And with that spell is you get increased speed, and everybody wants Spirit of the Wolf. Is very important. And one thing about EverQuest 1999 is buffs are very, very important. A buffed low level character can do a lot of stuff if they have a bunch of buffs applied by a high level character. So that's one way. If you have a friend who's a high level, they can buff you up and follow you around. But yeah, that's basically the discussion about why this game is worth playing in 2024, even though it's retro and it's blocky and it's kind of outdated. But it does have some very, very good features that make it very unique and more realistic as compared to other games of its style.